All right, we got this. It was $25, Ultimate Moho Pro animation bundle. So we got new animation software. What we did, right, is we experimented with it. We played around, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to throw this out here right now. This program, though it claims to be simple, is unnecessarily bloated and convoluted by comparison to Flash 4.0, even CS3. Okay, I got Flash CS3 as well, but I never use it because whatever. Like I'm using this program and I have an okay understanding of it. It's not like I'm new to animation programs, and I'm playing around with this thing, I'm experimenting, or let's see what this does. Blah, 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 blah. There are some benefits to it. I'll give it that. But I'm looking at this. I'm like, well, why are they doing it this way and that way when it was just so much simpler to do? They're like, do. Here's the thing. As much as I like the concept of bone rigging in a character model, it makes it look plastic as... I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is stiffer than Boris Karloff's The Mummy. Yeah, everything is just like, even I'm more fluid than that, bro. I'm rigged. I'm rigged up like you wouldn't believe. But I'm just like, it's very like paper cutout looking. That's why some shows look the way they do. I've noticed that. Like, if anybody remembered that animated show back in the day, it was called like 16. It had the number 16. Basically kids hanging out in the mall. They looked very cutout paper doll like. The animation wasn't very good. And it seemed very And yeah, okay, keep in mind you can do traditional animation this way, but I feel like most people who use this kind of program are going to do very, kind of movie around kind of things. And that's good to a certain extent, but I got to tell you, there is a fluidity and efficiency in workflow that I have yet to come across in another program other than Flash. And I haven't tried the new Adobe animation, whatever program it is, because I'm not paying a subscription to be creative. I'm not doing that. Okay. There is no way I'm subscribing to Adobe. All right. Not happening. So the thing is, it's like, and if we do work on an animation, I'm not saying anything complex, but something relatively simple, there is just something so efficient that I love about Flash. Even later versions of Flash, very efficient, very intuitive, very like, and I'm just like, why haven't other programs done this? And I'm just like, this is a little bit more convoluted than it needs to be. But I mean, it is good. There's plenty of tutorials out there. The learning curve isn't terrible. You're not sitting there saying, what do I do? I don't know what's happening. There's plenty of information out there. So it is good, considering it's only $25 if you are going to get into animation, or you could dig up Flash 4.0 somewhere. Go.
I literally don't use any Adobe product. Not even the PDF one, because I refuse to acknowledge them for making a subscription service without a straight program buying option.
Right. Not only that, they rolled out generative AI, which basically says, few artists for using all our software, we're going to have you just do prompts now. But you still got to pay for it. Hey, I'm and not for nothing, I'm all for practical uses of AI assisted art in whatever forms you want. I don't really give a crap, because people who are going to create are going to create. People who aren't are just going to put sentences into a prompt and say, I'm an artist. You're not really. So it is what it is. But I find it disturbing, kind of like when DeviantArt is like, hey, we're going to mine all the real art that was on DeviantArt, and we're going to use that as a data set for this AI that now anybody can use. And you know what happened the last time I went to DeviantArt? It's basically a bunch of AI art of naked characters. That's all it is. Thanks, DeviantArt. Thanks. And you think Adobe's going to be any better? No. So it's just going to be the same thing. Basically, they made these playgrounds for artists and said, Okay, great. I'm glad you like all the stuff and the platform we give you. Now we're going to use everything that you've given us over the last decade, and we're going to make a data set and obliterate any chance of exposure by flooding every possible platform with AI generated art. So now, not only do artists now have to compete with every person who has a cell phone on the planet, but every person who has a cell phone that could type out the sentence naked lady. Okay. So it is such a daunting task, bro. You're looking at all this and you're just like, I had to scroll. I was scrolling for like 20 minutes looking for real artwork, you know? Technically, you can repress AI generated art in DeviantArt. I'll give them that. At least they gave you an option that you have to dig for. Okay. Yeah.
I've been seeing so much AI art that now I'm just disgusted every time I see it anywhere.
Right?
This stream is an exception since you work on yours afterwards.
I work on everything, dude. But dude, it's like, okay, hypothetically, if this background, dude, AI, you know what? We got the initial doodle going, ran it through AI, and we're just like, all right, cool, whatever, we need a background. I'm not spending time on this. I'm not spending time making hundreds of these. But of course, there are elements in the background of something that's predominantly a creative effort, That's the thing. Not for nothing. I don't even care if game companies, and I'm saying small game companies, use AI generated art in the backgrounds of their games. I don't care. But if you have a budget, Embracer, AAA studio, you hire artists. That's the thing. AI art is supposed to be helping like people who can't afford other artists but need to be more productive because they're competing with AAA studios. That's what it's there for, or at least in the moral sense of things, And I can't afford to hire people. What? Hey, draw me a nice background of a diner that looks kind of spooky and weird. Oh, okay. It's going to take me 3 weeks. Well, I need it in about 15 minutes before I start streaming. Sorry, I can't do that. It's also going to cost you about $500. Spooky background. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, never mind. I got it. Again, I can't afford artists. But yeah, that's kind of like a weird thing. And it's like, I kind of wish, the Pandora's box is open, so if you don't play with the toys, it's just, they're going to bury you, that's just the way it is. Am I AI? No, I'm here. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Woo, 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 woo. So yeah, but it's like, I don't feel Adobe, DeviantArt, and places that built up their business / community on artists should now be having AI art bury everything underneath it. It's kind of weird. Ad break. All right, well, let's look at some AI art. Hey, at least I got them to look like me, right? Again, who am I hiring to make a bunch of these cards? Who? Anyone? Anyone have the time to make 100 of these? By the next time I do a stream? Just say. Do I have that model? Access to that? Because I haven't used that in a while. Let's see what I look like. I don't think I redid that one. Oh, I like my hair on this one. It's so bouncy. Dude, look at that. Look at the bounce. Look at the bounce of my hair, bro. Look at that. I didn't realize. Did you apply physics to this? Or is that just stupid gravity? Look at that. It's crazy. It's crazy. The other thing we're doing, hey, Blender. All right, we're here's what the $25 Moho animation studio investment did for us. It said, why the f am I bothering with this program when I should just be learning Blender? Okay, because we got 2D covered. We got 2D covered. When it comes to animation, my ghost shirt, cool, right? We got it covered. I feel like I need a different background. What other backgrounds we got here? Let's go one at a time here. What is this? There's a different restaurant. There's this. Spooky record store. You want to go with spooky record store? Oi, mate. Welcome to our spooky record store. Hello. I never know where I want to be, chat. This is the problem with having ADHD. I don't know what kind of background I want. Then I just end up going back here, right? Okay. All right. Whatever. Who cares? Let's stop worrying about that. Bro, Blender. All right. We gotta get that leap over to some 3D modeling, right? Because we got ideas. We got ideas ruminating in the brain because we're insane in the brain.